Sue's parents, Fred and Margaret, married in 1939. Since Fred died, Margaret has lived around the corner from Sue in Workington.
It's me. Hi, Mum. You all right?
It's you.
Yeah.
Margaret was the third of Alf's 6 daughters. Sue's hoping that the new information she's uncovered will jog her mother's memory about the rift between grandfather Alf and his parents.
We got this from the census in 1901 when he was 15. He was in Workington as a shipbroker's clerk.
Was he? I didn't know that.
No, I know. I think it sounds like he's had this education, they've got him a job as a clerk, and he's...
I wanted it. Like you.
Like me.
Yours wasn't, was it?
No. When I went in the tax office, you mean?
That was worse. She didn't like that at all, did she?
It certainly didn't. All right, you want to see this next one? Alf Cowan, age 21, a cleaner on the railways. You know, they clean the engine.
Yeah, he wasn't a stuck-up fella. It's lovely, but it's upsetting, isn't it?
When Margaret was born in 1915, her grandfather, James, was already dead. But she does remember her grandmother, Elizabeth.
What was she like, Mum?
Very tall and slim.
Was she pretty?
Oh, very elegant.
Bit grand.
Grand. She thought she was anyway.
Did she? What you think now, now that we've talked about and think about what the difficulties were between Grandpa and his parents?
I think it's because he married my mum, I do.
Sue suspects class divisions could explain why Alf's parents were opposed to his marriage to Margaret.
I'm getting the impression that these great-grandparents of mine were slightly pretentious, and probably very, very disappointed in not only his choice of bride, but also his choice of profession. Anyway, here I have something very interesting, which I'm going to look at. It's the marriage certificate of Alfred Cowan and Margaret Jane Lacey. You know, see, my mother was called after her mother, Margaret Jane. Alfred Cowan, aged 23, bachelor, and then he was a fireman. So in 2 years he'd gone from being a cleaner to a fireman on the railway. And father's name, James Cowan. I'm sorry to laugh. I think I hit the mark when I said pretentious. Here it says, rank or profession of father, gentleman. Gentleman. That's very, very exposing, isn't it?
Sue's decided to travel to the Cumbrian town of Workington, where Alf was born. She wants to learn more about her great-grandparents, James and Elizabeth, and find out why they were so against Alf's choice of work and wife.
Hi. There's a room for us all.
Sue's family lived in Workington in the 1880s, when it was a thriving industrial town. The port was a hub of activity, the railway crucial to the export of coal and steel. But in the 1970s, Workington suffered an economic downturn with the demise of both industries.
I've arrived in Workington, and in here should be my grandfather's birth certificate. So here, 29th of May, 1885, at the Station Hotel, Workington. So, Grandpa was born at the Station Hotel, not the Globe Hotel, Workington. Station Hotel can't be far from the station.
The only hotel Sue can find near the station is the Cumberland. But local fisherman Bill Hudson, who has lived in Workington all his life, might be able to help.
So this is the way to the old Station Hotel then?
Yeah. Just round the corner here.
Is there anything of it left?
Just the back wall.
Just a back wall. Oh,
That's
it.
the end of the Station Hotel.
That's all that's left.
Yeah. And from this side, as you can see there,
Yeah.
there's a platform there.
Yes.
There's sheds both sides. There's big engine sheds. There's one of the biggest sheds in north of England at the time.
And how big was the hotel?
That was reasonable size, I'd say. Maybe what? 10 or dozen bedrooms and, staff quarters.
Busy.
It was more a drinking hotel than a accommodation.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Like a pub more?
Yeah, more of a big pub.
Oh, that's interesting. So it wasn't as grand as I've been thinking.
No, it wasn't. No.
It wasn't grand.
No, it wasn't a grand place to buy.
It wasn't. Do you remember it standing? Can you?
Oh, I
yeah.
drunk in there many a time.
Oh, have you?
Yeah. It's sort of a railway, just a working man's boozer.
I'm ashamed. Not sure the family are going to like this.
Well, you'll have to move up the Temperance Hotel then, won't
Yes.
you?
My ancestral home. It's humble, but it's home. It's very humble. I mean, it's amazing that it's so close to the railway and all of the yards, which is even more interesting, which Bill said, the yards. They were right by, if you think, platform was there, and the shunting yards. So that close, a little boy playing out here, well, he must have got to know all the drivers and the cleaners and the firemen. They must have been his mates, I suppose, growing up.